Hey everyone, this is part 2 of RPE Explained, where I address some common questions about RPE, how to get started for those of you who are going to start the bridge. If you haven't already, go watch part 1. So first off, I commonly hear people say things like, RPE just seems so complicated, I'd rather just continue doing what I'm doing. Did you walk into the gym for the first time and say, squats and deadlifts look a little complicated, I'd rather not give it a try? You're probably going to be lifting for the rest of your life, so taking a couple of months to learn something new that's probably going to make you better is okay. First off, when you see your training session, you're going to see your sets and reps listed like this. Squat, 5 reps at RPE 8, or just 5 at 8. That means you're going to pick a weight that you can do for 5 reps while leaving 2 reps in the tank. RPE 8 on the RPE scale, refer to video 1, means you can do 2 more reps, not 3 more. Because if it was 3 more, that would be RPE 7. Now, if I told someone I want you to pick a weight that you can do 5 reps at RPE 8, the typical response is usually, here's how to figure out what weight to use at first. There's a handy RPE percentage chart located in the Bridge ebook, and you can refer to that at first. It shows you a 1 through 10 rep RPE combination and its corresponding percentage. For example, 1 rep at RPE 10 is 100% of your 1 rep max. RPE 10 means you can do no more reps. Should be pretty easy to understand. 5 reps at RPE 8 is usually 81% of your 1 rep max. When you see a 0.5 value, that indicates a maybe. So RPE 8 means you could definitely do 2 more reps. RPE 8.5 means you could definitely do 1 more, maybe 2 more. What we can do at first is find your estimated 1 rep max. We're going to take 3 different scenarios. If you're someone who's just finishing your novice linear progression and you're doing 3 sets of 5 reps, you're in luck because you have an idea of what a hard set of 5 reps looks like. You know what weight you use for a hard set of 5. And if you're nearing the end of your novice LP, you know close to what your 5 rep max is going to be. If you're doing the Texas method, you know exactly what your 5 rep max is going to be because that Friday or that 3rd session is a 1 set of 5 rep max. If you're coming from 5-3-1, I would suggest using your 3rd week, the 5 reps, 3 reps, and then 1 plus max rep set. All of these numbers are going to be helpful for estimating your 1 rep max. If you happen to already know your 1 rep max, this is going to be easy. The lower your repetition number, the more accurately you can estimate your 1 rep max. A max triple, max set of 3, is going to more accurately determine what your estimated 1 rep max is versus a 20 rep max. Okay, so we are going to do some math. This is all going to make sense if you have at least half a brain. If you've graduated from the 4th grade, this should all make perfect sense. If you are currently in the 3rd grade, come back next year, dude. Anyone who comments down below about how this is too much math, it's too complicated, you have less than a half a brain.
If I only had a brain.
And I would suggest going to find the coloring book explaining RPE, or you can watch the video that I linked down in the description area of this video. So let's take Adam Paul as an example.
Yeah, thanks Alan Thrall. Adam Paul here.
Adam Paul is finishing the end of his LP. He's nearing the end. And we know this because after his first set of 5 reps on the squat, his eyeballs are starting to bleed. He is currently doing 3 sets of 5 reps with 275 pounds. I would have him rate his first set of squats using the RPE scale explained in the first video. If he is completing all 3 sets of 5 reps, his first set is not at RPE 10 because he's able to repeat it for 2 more sets. Now, if he failed his second set of 5, his first set very well could be 275 for 5 reps at RPE 10. But let's say Adam Paul is finishing all reps and he's pushing himself pretty hard. And for example, we'll say his first set was 275 times 5 at 9. Second set times 5 at 9. And his final set was at 10. We're gonna go with this first set and say that Adam Paul can squat 275 pounds for 5 reps at RPE 9. So looking at the RPE percentage chart, 5 reps at RPE 9 equals about 84% of your 1 rep max. So if we do some math, Adam Paul did 275, that was the weight. 275 equals 84% of X. Of what number? we're going to divide both sides by 0.84, which is the number for 84%. 100% would be 1, 90% would be 0.9, 84% is 0.84.
I am the smartest man alive!
So 275 divided by 0.84 equals an estimated 1 rep max of 327 pounds, which we'll call 325. There are 1 rep max calculators online that you could use, but I'm not sure how accurate they are. I would suggest using the percentages found in the Bridge ebook. Now that we know Adam Paul's estimated 1 rep max is 325 pounds for the squat, we need to figure out, for example, if the program calls for 5 reps at RPE 8, what weight should we use? If we look at the RPE percentage chart, 5 reps at RPE 8 equals about 81%. So 81% of his estimated 1 rep max, 325 times 0.81 equals 263 pounds. So Adam Paul should be around 260 to 265 pounds for 5 reps at RPE 8. Generally speaking, 1 RPE equals about 5%. So if we knew that Adam Paul's 5 reps at RPE 8 was 265, if we went to 5 reps at 9, up 1 RPE, we would just add 5% to 265. 265 times 1.05 equals 278. If we wanted to go down in RPE from 8 to 7, we would subtract 5%. So 265 times 0.95 equals about 250. I'm sure you're thinking this just looks like a percentage-based program, and at first it kind of can be. Just follow these parameters, these percentages, and do the best to judge RPE and assess each set once they're done. Adjust the weight accordingly based on what you think the RPE was. The other way you can find your working weight is just taking your time warming up, doing the prescribed number of reps that you have for that day, slowly increasing weight. So if you had to do sets of 5 for your working weight, just do 45 for 5, the empty bar for 5 reps, and then 95 for 5, 135 for 5, 185 for 5, 205 for 5. And let's say that your workout was 5 at 7, 5 at 8, 5 at 9. Ow! After your 205 for 5, you might go 225 times 5 with what feels like a 7. That would be your first set, 5 at 7. Add 5%, you're gonna be about 10 pounds. That'll be your at 8, add 5%, and that'll be your at 9. After about a month of doing this, you're gonna have quite a bit of data collected, and you're gonna have a much better idea of your sets or your reps and the corresponding RPE. The longer you do this, the better you'll be at it. The next quick topics are problems that I've run into with in-person clients, but more so with online clients that I train through barbell medicine. I always get asked, is it better to undershoot or overshoot RPE? And my response is always, it's better to accurately judge RPE to the best of your ability. You're probably gonna mess it up at first. That's okay, just do your best, learn as you go. With that, some people think that if they overshoot RPE, the workout stops. That's not the case. Here's what I mean. If you have to do 5 sets of 5, all at RPE 8, and you do 5 at 8, 5 at 8, whoops, 5 at 9, do not just stop the workout there. If you have to do 5 sets, you need to assess why you overshot this RPE. Did you rush the rest periods? Did you maybe just misgroove a rep, making it harder than it should have been? Or are you legitimately too tired to complete this, in which case you have to drop the weight? Finish out your 4th set of 5 at 8 and your 5th set of 5 at 8. In the less common situation that you undershoot RPE on one random set, that's okay, keep moving, it still counts. What I mean is this. Let's say you do 5 reps at 8, and then for some reason this next set feels even better. You're warmed up or something, it's happened before, and you say, dang, I actually probably would have rated that at 7. It still counts. That's your 2nd set, move on to the next one. If it was too easy, or if it was under RPE, then you probably should add some weight. But if you're slowly warming up to your first working set, let's say it's 5 reps at 7, and you anticipate doing 225 for 5 reps, it should be a 7, and you end up doing 225 for 5 reps at 6, and you say, dang, that wasn't a 7, right? You're warming up to your first set, that set doesn't count. Increase the weight, go to your first set. Like I just explained, you are not stuck with a certain number for all sets across the board. Generally speaking, if you have RPE 6 or 7, that effort, that weight can be maintained for a number of sets. Now, if you're doing multiple sets at RPE 9, the weight might suffer after a couple of sets. But again, RPE 7, RPE 6, and even RPE 8 can be maintained with the same weight for multiple sets, depending on your lifting experience or conditioning, I suppose, and depending on your rest periods. But if you happen to perform 5 reps at 7, 5 reps at 7, and with the same weight on the third set is 5 reps at 8, and then the fourth set is 5 reps at 9, and then shoot, Alan, I ended up failing in my last set. That's happened before. I get that email quite a bit, and I have to tell them, once you realize that you couldn't keep up, you need to drop the weight. You're not stuck with the same weight just because you picked it for your first set. Next, Alan, I had a really bad week, got food poisoning this weekend, lost a couple pounds, I was throwing up. Should I just drop the RPE for next week's workouts? No, RPE is all relative, right? Just like I explained in the last video, it tells you what effort, what intensity you should be working at. So an RPE 8 is the same on a good day as it is on a bad day. Do not adjust the RPE. The weight will most likely change if your training capacity is severely impaired. But again, RPE 8 is always RPE 8. Don't drop the RPE. And the last common mistake is using your competition lifts, calculated percentages off your competition lifts using the RPE percentage chart and trying to apply that to variations. What I mean is, if you have to do 5 reps at RPE 8 beltless pause squats, and you think that you can calculate some percentages off your comp lift, your belted normal squat, you're gonna see that those don't match up. In this case, I would suggest doing the warm-up technique that I explained to try to accurately judge what RPE you should start at. If you're doing sets of 5, just slowly warm up in sets of 5 until your first set is the RPE that it should be. Thanks for watching. I hope that cleared up any questions you guys had. I would suggest going over to the Barbell Medicine website, downloading the free ebook, The Bridge. Until next time, always remember, train on time.